it happen. Maybe they can hear you today. And here we go. Good morning, YouTube. Nanu, nanu. We're in the mork phase today. Welcome to Bullish Bears, where we give you the dish. We're looking at this SPY and MES, and we got Tesla over here, and I got Amazon over there. They all kind of look alike. All righty then. We are there. What the hell?
See that surprise setting up?
I'm trying to see it right now. I don't.
What surprise you talking about? I missed it. This.
Tweezer on top of the angular resistance of a megaphone. Sometimes these will pop out a measured move and run exactly from regression to angular resistance size outside of it, which puts us at like 393.
Wow. Okay. You mean bull surprise?
Right.
Okay.
Surprise.
I've got these wicks right here, all into this regression line. You see that? See this right here? So this is your pressure there. Look at that little perfect little diagonal on those wick. Yeah. It's
Wow.
this level right there. Me love price action.
1 minute chart. Either we get a bar spinner bar or we get a morning star right there.
It's coming back to that level right there where that red hammer is. Wicks and hammers. And when I talk about wicks, I mean anywhere. I'm looking for when price wicks into an area like right here and it doesn't go any further, that's telling me I'm waiting a little bit. I'm going to wait to see what shakes out on this. I don't have to be in a hurry. All right, let me go get, while we're doing that.
5 seconds both a double top and a root bang.
Hey, YouTube out there, can you hear all of us out there? I hope so.
So
I think this is, I realize now that I can, thank you very much. I had to learn a little bit there this morning. I discovered it on purpose by accident on purpose.
accidentally on purpose.
I did. It was accidentally on purpose. I was purposely looking to make something happen, and I accidentally found it.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Out there, everybody go. Just a morning show. Feels like a morning show sometimes.
Can you hear all the other members in the background?
I bet they can today, because I got it working. They should be, and maybe not as loud as me. And I was trying to increase it to get it as the same volume. Fixed it. Look at your 15-minute chart.
Just about
Y'all get ready.
1 minute doji.
Sandwich. We got that bear sandwich right there.
Beer sandwich. It's got bones in it. Be careful.
Yeah, it didn't fully engulf
Nope. That didn't have to.
under there, but who knows, man? I mean, just want to scalp a few.
Well, look, it did. If you make these two one, it did engulf that one.
Oh
Yeah.
If I go back and I do a 10-minute candle.
Do you do 10-minute candles sometimes? Is that what you do?
No, just in my head.
Okay.
You put it together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's how I look at the 10-minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you read a lot of Al Brooks, Ironclad?
no, I used to watch Rose.
That's where it is. Okay, yeah, because Rose is an Al Brooks disciple.
Yeah, it's like my lingo sometimes comes from her.
Yeah.
I used to watch her in the background as I'm, doing my conference calls or doing my stuff.
She would fuss sometimes. I used to get a kick. I'd go turn in and she'd fuss.
Yeah.
I fuss sometimes too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. I mean, I used to really enjoy her stuff.
Oh, it was good. I had just started watching her videos back last year. I had just started watching because to me, her and Sig were complex. No offense, Jeremy. Her and Sig were complex, then Jeremy and Scott
But
were
she was
simple.
consistent with the same exact methodology, the same exact thing every
That's consistency in a system that works.
very consistent. It's like if this is happening, then that's gonna happen, and 99% of the time that happens.
Right, exactly, and that's where we all want to get to be.
99% of the time, correct.
That's exactly right.
Whenever it happened, and to be very honest, the only thing that was missing for me when she was trading, if she had said, as I'm sitting here on the conference call going out, and I got her in the background in my right ear, and I go, she says, I'm going long. If she said that, I would have clicked go long. I would not have even looked at a chart. I would just follow her alert. I'm going long, I'm going short. If she said that, it would have been amazing. But she never said that, right? She
Yeah.
never said, "Oh, I'm going long, I'm going long, or I'm going short." So there was always the if-then situation.
If then statements.
Situation, it doesn't click on my brain to take an action, right?
Right.
One human is on the keyboard just going like, if she says long, I'm just buying. It's like, that's how much I trust her.
Yeah. Well, her analysis was great,
Spot on.
very spot on. And I learned that's when I started learning about bars, and then when we had that Al Brooks conference webinar, which is fantastic. It's not necessarily for beginners, but if you've got a little bit of understanding of price action and how price moves and some of the lingo, you go watch it, and each time it's an education. It increases your education.
I remember she would go from candle to candle and
Yeah, yeah. That's price action. That's what I love about price action is that you go from candle to candle, and between like a 5 and a 1 minute chart. Oh, it's fantastic.
So the most reliable technique that I took from her, which is what I normally call out my prices, is when there is an explosive, candle, whichever way it goes,
Right.
and it leaves that little gap. And I always look at 3 candles at a time. For example, right now I can tell you that the ES is going to go to 39.54. I'm guaranteed it's going to hit 39.54. Before it goes somewhere else. But that's just looking at the little candle right there. It's like, there is an opening somewhere in here that needs to be filled.
Right.
That's part of when you look at my charts and I post, like I have open bar gap and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's all that technique. And if you watch her videos, her technique is going to show that.
Right. Exactly. And that is basically Al Brooks style, and those gaps that they find, and his definition of gap sometimes is different than others, and he finds several types of gaps. So he'll do gaps between highs and lows. You know, he'll call this a gap right here between these two.
Gap on a 5 second.
Yeah, you get a gap on a 5 second.
Whatever chart it is,
But learning that technique is amazing, and it's out there, and I'm working on bringing some of that to folks too. Uh, no, he trades. He
5 and 2 minutes are the most common there, but
Yep.
I strip it down to the 1 minute.
Yep.
I don't know if you have pause, but if you do, I can show you what my setup is. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Super basic.
Super basic. I use the 1 and the 5 primarily. I use the 3, and then I use one grid. I have 4 grids like up here, and my regular grid is. I'll just show you. I got too many things up here from learning.
We got so close at 39.53.50, but we didn't make it to 39.54. So we're gonna hit 39.54 now.
This
Go.
this is my regular.
Push.
This is when I'm just, yeah, because I'm primarily at this point just I'm turning into a futures trader, because it just makes more sense to put all my energy and effort into this, because this is where you can make the most money for me, where I can.
We getting bigger moves on lower volume all of a sudden.
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't understand all that. Matter of fact, if you look, you'll see I have no volume over here whatsoever.
Come on, we're 25 cents short of hitting the target. Come on. 25 cents. Man.
Come on, hit that target. Respect his authority, dang it. There it is.
The Fed price is gonna go there, right?
You guaranteed it. No, you guaranteed it was going to go there because you were looking at those gaps.
It's like the question is this gonna try to break above that 39.57, or are we gonna fail back down? I mean, we're in this range box.
Well,
Yes, we are.
this is a pullback.
The top 4 times already and haven't broken through.
Well, you're coming back to it a fifth time right now, stronger than it was the last few times.
That's true.
So,
It's 1, 3, 5, and 7.
yep, here's the 3 minute. Here's the 1 minute. This is the 5. And then over here, what I usually do is, and YouTube, you're getting this too. I'll use this for like the 15 minute. I have one moving average over here, which is the 20, which is what Al Brooks teaches on price action. Look at that. And then over here, I use my regular 8, 15 VWAP and this. This was a pullback. Look, that's why I said, oh, this is a pullback. And look at that. Look how pretty that was. Now look at when we were talking, Trace, you made a good point. It's hit this area several times, but it hadn't done anything. And if you look at from here over, if you will, all in this area, you had nothing like this. There was nothing. You had this one big bar here, but you had strength here. Look at that. Boom.
Yep, now we broke up above, but the problem is we're still looking pretty weak.
I was teasing that spy photo. I'm like, catch me outside, 'cause it was right outside that line.
Where do you see weakness?
I'm
We're
exposed
approaching
spot.
the top of the megaphone, right?
Oh, we're outside of it.
Oh, okay. Then I have a different drawing somewhere that's got a wrong angular.
Okay.
Outside of it. I was looking also at Tesla cup and handle right at the rim. That's your first bull move. So if it pulls back, and you'll see it probably pull back if it's going to about 121.80. Watch for follow through on the handle output. Same thing right now. It's at the rim line.
Now I'm about to curse. I should have saved my thing before I set it. Dang it.
Just call that 15-minute chart and you don't feel a lot.
Say again?
It's at the 15-minute chart really helping out a lot. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the 15-minute chart is helping a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. The 15, I like the 15 and the 30 intraday. I'll switch between those. You know what? I'm just going to, I'm just having one of those days. I don't know why. I was so excited about Mondays. I'm just going to go back to my chart. We'll just look at it. It's all MES. I'll put the SPY up over here on the 1 minute.
Someone had a case. Did you hear about that? There was some guy who copied the scheme from Office Space.
What'd he do?
Copied the scheme from Office Space to capture tenths of a cent transactions. Some programmer
Huh.
got busted. The comment section was just so perfect. If you've ever seen the movie Office Space, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
About
I own Office Space.
Me too. I lived that movie for a short period.
here it is. Remember I said earlier?
I've been living. You
There-
see, I remember back when my first job with Verizon. You know those cubes
Oh yeah.
sitting in there.
Oh God!
Secretary down the hall, answering stuff. You know,
Look how strong it is on the 15-minute chart.
it was just
I worked in a cubicle for all of 2 weeks doing
Point of control.
data entry for this guy.
Oh, that's actually a really pretty looking 15-minute chart. My goodness.
Yeah. Look at the this is this cyan line right here with 39.61.25. I said it was because it's off here. That's the point of control from the 2-hour volume profile. These are lines that I marked out this morning. It hit it. It hit it. It hit it. It hit it. So I look at everything, angular and horizontal. And I noticed that for me, and again, this is my style, and I'm just talking about it for me. My style works for me, works really good for me. If I try to do too much else now or try to go do too many things, I'll get screwed up. But if I, multiple charts, doing everything I do with the daily, the weekly, and everything, I get ready to find my lines. That all works for me. And then I have this really cool tool. I have this auto support and resistance. Now we'll get different trend lines and I'll draw different trend lines, but it gives me these pivots and it'll give me pivots on a 1 minute chart. It'll give me pivots on a 5 minute chart. It'll give me pivots on a 30-minute chart. So I can go get multiple pivots if I want. And that's just how I do my charting. It's just my style with all my little indicators.
Is that the zigzag tool?
No, zigzag, you don't see it up here. I don't use zigzag often anymore because it was like training wheels for me and it bothers me now I can't read the candles because it gives me a couple of different color candles. But it's great at pivots. Go ahead.
Slight pullback here.
392.
Just hit the that 73.6 bid level or whatever from that 2-hour bar. Right there, right now.
Yeah, we're here at the low of 1212 is 3969. Let's see what else I have up here above us.
I use fibs for my trading, but I am mindful of it.
Yeah, I don't use fibs either.
So watch Tesla here coming up on that 124.30 area. That's a big resistance right there. It's tapped it.
Why is that like that?
That's that previous high. It's got that double bottom look at the bottom of that channel though overall through the 2-hour chart. Daily chart.
Oh,
Wiggle.
here you are. Look out for the double top on Tesla. 1 minute chart. Right into that pivot right there.
Yeah, I see that. The doji breaking there. Let that 5-minute candle break. See what's up.
But I use the three. I use the three a lot because the three is we used to have a guy that used it. And like Ironclad said, the 5 and the 2 are popular. Matter of fact, Al Brooks tells you if you're going to scalp on a 2 minute. But I go the Vreeland way. I like the 1 minute better.
1 minute, 10 second, 5 second.
Yeah, I like it. But the 3 minute's pretty good too because it's like 10% of the 30.
Right.
And I have to go back and find it. I think I took a picture of it a while back. I had a picture of like the chart with the 1, the 3, the 5, and a 30-minute from when we had a V bottom on a 30-minute about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was just perfect. You could see 3 different reversal patterns or 4 different reversal patterns on the I think I had the 2 minute up. I didn't have the 3, but you could find 4 different reversal patterns from the bottom, and it was just like picture perfect. It was like, wow, this is great. So we broke the POC. We broke this line right here.
And this is your third leg right now on SPY's measured move on 1-minute chart. Breaks this, it'll run a full measure all the way up to that 393. Looking at Tesla, it's trying for a pennant here, but it might still pull back after all. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, that was that double top I was looking at just a minute ago. You see it right there? I used to call these scallops, you remember? I used to call these scallops. I said, what's that scallop there? We got 3 or 4 of them. 3 of them. We're going to probably go higher. Because you used to get those in the penny stocks. They scallop like that, and then the third time it hits, it either goes or it flushes.
It's set up so regularly too. It's like you set your watch to it practically.
You heard that, didn't you? Yeah, that's the fussing you always hear me turn the mic off for.
Oh,
She's frustrated. Her mama ain't home.
I'm locked in on this butterfly, but the long side of it is pushing like 480%. That's so funny. It expires tomorrow. There's like literally a very, very minimal chance of that expiring in money, but it's like way up there in price still. So the implied volatility is pushing the hell out of it. was cool. Finally,
I just realized I was talking to myself.
for setting up those debit spreads I can roll into butterflies on SPY. I just needed an extra day out instead of going for like 2 days. I went to 3 days. But I opened this position on Thursday.
Oh wait, I'll just show you on this here. That's pretty cool, Jeremy. Let's.
Trying to play with that strategy. I was like looking at debit spread strategy works really, really well. I get them for stupid cheap and just play them on percentage. You know, run them the 100%, 200% returns, close them, walk away.
All right.
Now I can go and take the sweet spot and find it to where you can roll it into a can't lose butterfly. And the cool thing about the can't lose butterfly is it gives you a chance at going higher and riding momentum. So if it does close at the bottom of the butterfly expiration, you kill it.
Just a little thing about this is Friday down here in the lower left hand corner. This is Friday's MES on a 5-minute chart. And this is a look that I've seen before where we could get a double top, but then it pushes on and we have a trend day. I want you to notice this is the 5-minute from Friday. This is the 1 minute on SPY today. Do you see it? Do you see the similarities? So you could trend. We could trend till 12:30. We could trend till 11:30. We could have something happen that then a speaker could speak or the president could eat red beans or something and get gas. Anything could happen. But the thing I'm trying to point out is this market is cyclical. And so when you learn your patterns, I don't study, necessarily the cup and handle. I don't study, some wild pattern in the book. I'd rather study the patterns that I'm seeing in front of me every day and go back over a month and look at those patterns, because this market, the S&P is going to repeat. It's going to rhyme. It's going to look different at times, but it's going to rhyme. And, they say sometimes history repeats, but it always rhymes.
Right.
So that's my little lecture. I'm done.
Mr. Rat.
Guys, this still seems too easy.
Well,
Keep practicing it on paper.
I'm going to tell you why it seems easy. It's because you've been learning in the hardest form of price action. That's why Jeremy and I always say penny stocks is a great place to start to learn price action.
What do you mean too easy?
I don't get me wrong in paper trading, but it does feel like, okay, I know it's going to go to this, there it's going to pull back there, pull back to there, and I haven't even got any studies on that. I'm just literally just going with what TraderVator's giving me. Putting in notes. I'm doing something wrong because you shouldn't get this many things right.
No. No, you got that wrong. We're trying to tell you, where we see it, this is easy.
Yep. Because you learned price action the hard way.
The hard way, yep.
This is going to feel easy.
It really is so much easier because it's more predictable. It's not like with penny stocks. Oh, I can go to the moon 1 second. Oh, I can go back to zero the next second.
Right.
This is where all those people
That's exactly right. Matter of fact, if you go look at Stone's Place, most of the charts are SPY on the MES because it is cyclical like that. I'm really happy for you. Now, of course, I don't want you to get cocky. You got and I suggest, it's not advice, use stops. But this is where price action becomes glorious.
Yeah, actually, all I'm doing today is putting trades on and getting to use the platform. I learn how to put stops on and make things more predictable and chart things.
Sure.
As I go.
And then great. You know what the cool thing is if you know how to look out for bear traps, or not bear traps, but bull traps. You know how to look out for, okay, this is where price starts to pull back. Now you can play the other side and sell.
That's how I felt in the beginning there, Victoria, when I started to actually read the predictions, the waves and the breakouts and the pullbacks and all that. It seemed a little bit too easy, but I did go through a stage where it was very frustrating because
Yeah.
once I was reading it wrong and then it would pull back and then it would stop me out. I got really frustrated, but then I started realizing I needed a little bit more patience.
Ugh, I missed that move. I'm so sad.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the frustrating phase because I feel like if you're learning anything, you should go through that frustration to learn it properly. So once that, I'm not going to go live and trade real money until I've gone through that frustrating period. Don't worry.
It sounds like you won't have too much of a frustrating phase.
Well, I'm skeptical at the moment because everything's going right. I'm one of these people. If everything's going right, I don't trust it.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, with the stock market, there's a lot, and you're learning, you and Ricardo in there with us for a while now, and you've both been studying these charts. So a lot of things that are happening are just, you're seeing it, and that's why you're not having to draw things so much because you're seeing it. Because, like I said, you learned it in a harder spot. But the stock market will challenge how you approach things. Because in everything else we do, especially Americans, we're driven and we want to come in and we want to make things happen. That is what we do. We want to make things happen. And we take a go-getter approach to the stock market, and the stock market does not work that way. We cannot make things happen in the stock market. We have to take a totally different approach than we do in anything else we've done in business world. So this is an approach of wait and see and follow, not trying to make things happen. And from an article I put up last week, psychology article, it talks about this, and it says when you're trading and you try to make things happen, that's when you screw up. But you're doing really good. This is great stuff, y'all.
Yeah, stick to the paper trading until you're 100% confident.
Yeah, in the futures for sure.
So, do you remember that Futures Challenge account that you were on about? How much were you suggesting starting with? Was it $250?
Well, that's what we've been talking about. That I was looking at 150, and it was just too difficult to try to do. I would say you'd need more than that. I think $1,000 in the paper challenge would be really, really good. You might be able to do it with, some people could probably do it less. If you're a guy named Jeremy Vreeland, you can do it with like $270 and make a lot of money. But that's not just teasing. But yeah, $5. But the thing is, it's you got to find a comfortable spot to where you can occasionally have a deep stop of 10 points, which on the minis or the micros or whatever it is, that's $5, that's $50. So you have to have an account that can handle a $50 loss that you can get back into if you lose that $50 and still have enough to go back in and get your money back if you were wrong on something. So 350 might not be enough. 500 may. I would suggest 1,000 in paper trading. And then if you're sitting there and you're thinking, I'm paper trading $1,000, and maybe it's not you, and maybe it's somebody listening, and you're thinking, I don't have that $1,000 to trade, then I understand that. But you can still set the account up like you have $1,000, and then when you get confident and you can start trading that $1,000 and making money off of it, I guarantee you'll find stuff that you can do to get that $1,000. A yard sale is really good. So that's just a little suggestion there, not advice, just thoughts.
No, 1,000. What I'll do is once I've played with it, I'll put $1,000 in this paper trading account and start setting it up properly, learning how to put stocks on and everything as well. And then I'll start charting everything out tomorrow. And the wonderful thing about this is I can play with this in my own time. I don't have to wait for the American market either, do I?
No, and you get it 23 hours a day, and the overnight, which might be good for you, it might be the morning for you. The overnight, I think, what is it, 2 to 4, Jeremy? Is it 2 to 4 a.m. Market time? It's pretty good time for the futures.
Does a lot of movement then. I'll be right back, guys.
Okie dokie. Yeah, now look, I'm going to be vulnerable with everybody. Y'all let me know if I get too preachy and teachy and old manish and I start, y'all slap me and send me a message and say, Stone, that's just too preachy. 1, 2, 3 taps. You see this? We had this is a pivot. Tesla came up here and we had this flat top bearish engulfing, and that gave us that pivot basically. And then it sold off. We came back to it after we tried to come back to it here. This was actually a green candle at once, hitting that area. It wicked into it, boom, came down twice, came back up. This was the third hit. But notice the distance between here and here is a lot shorter than here and here. I'm just paying attention to that right now. But this hit is lower than this hit. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen now. See if it's going to continue to go sideways. See if it's going to try to make another run. Let me get some better looks at these candles. Sometimes just changing your screen like this, crazy stuff, you can actually see stuff better. Sometimes you could squinch it up and you can see things better. Jeremy will throw a line chart on every now and then just to see the lines and not the candles. So you got hammer, inverted, hammer, hammer. Candles join together. Sometimes they have gaps. Those areas are interesting. For me, price action is following price. It's not having a bias to being a bear or a bull. It's just simply following the chart and what it's given me.
Well, all right, guys. I think I'm done for the day. Thank you so much again, like always.
Ricardo, always great to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I hope you guys do very well in the market today.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Casper, you had your chart set to Chicago. That's Central Time. All right, so I'll look for overall shapes of things. That's the other thing. If you're learning price action, look for shapes. Learn bullish shapes. And just, what I mean by that is this is a shape right here. This is the shape of a trend, right? One leg, pull back. This would be the second leg. That's what I'm talking about, shapes. The funny thing about the stock market is it's so mathematical. We were talking about this, Devin, weren't we talking about this the other day? The science and the art combined. It's a combination of both science and art. So you have specific metrics that you can use, but then there are things like, the art of reading the candles. And timing. Timing's another thing. I put that video out the other day, and Nicole was asking me about it. On that, remember RME, recognize, measure your move, and then, having your ESTP, your execute the trade. And a question that came to me was, she was asking me about my stops and if I was concerned about market makers or whatever. But the thing that is hard for me to put in writing, and I'm working on it, I know that it can be done, is timing. So, like, I got a 5-minute candle right here, and I've got, probably a good 3 minutes left on it. Then if I'm trading a 1 minute, or if I'm looking, at a pattern here, And let's say I want to go long here, okay? Let's say I'm looking at going long. Well, let me get to the MES on a 1 minute. Well, I got a double top here I've got to get past. That's a double top. Anytime you get price like this, it makes that little V. Sometimes double tops can be micro. But I've got a double top on the 1 minute. It looks like a pullback on the 5. So if I'm looking, say, I want to get into this trade, I want to buy the high of this red candle if I think it's going to go bullish. Well, then I'm going to wait, and I'll go in and I'll put my, I'm going to wait before I put my order in to see what this candle's going to do. And then I can go over here to my 1 minute and say, well, it looks like it's going to be an M top. Could be who knows what the heck that is. Could be a head and shoulders, It's got right here. It could be, but that candle has to print. And it's, yes, and it still has 1 minute and 50 seconds on it. So the one thing you'll notice is if you go back and look at these streams and you look at if you don't have replay, which I don't, I go look at a stream, you'll see that sometimes these candles will look like they're going to be red or look like they're going to be green on a 5 minute, and then in the last 30 seconds it totally changes. So that's why. Well, right, that. Right. Wait for it to print. Right. Well, what I was trying to say was that the timing in entering a trade, absolutely, you want to do that. But you see, that candle prints, and if this candle prints that evening star, then I don't want to buy here. I don't want to go long here. So I have to wait. That's where that if then or this, and your 1 minute is giving you that confirmation. We're coming back down, so we want to see if it's going to hold this area right here, where those wicks are. See that? That's a tweezer top there. We want to see if it holds that area. If it doesn't hold that area and it comes back down, well then, yeah, I might want to get in and go short. But right now, I have to wait for this candle to close per my rules and the way I trade. Might be different for somebody else. Somebody else may already know what it's going to do. That's their style. That's awesome. I have to wear my own armor. The other thing that's happening here is we have this level, which is the point of control for volume profile on a 2-hour chart on TOS. And that point of control we broke here, and now it looks like we're going to come back and retest it. But here's the thing. Look at this 5-minute chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red bars at 10:55. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green bars. And we're in a bull trend. So does that mean we're going to come down way far? Does that mean we're going to be bearish all day? Not necessarily. We have to look at the context of everything, right? And everything in context right now says we're still bullish. So sometimes you'll get a morning star or an evening star, and then the next candle will be green. Right back up to it. Same thing with the evening star. Sometimes you'll get an evening star, and then the next candle comes back down red. So there's areas for me, I just sit and wait. And then when I see my setup, I go in like a beast. And if it's only 1 or 2 trades a day, so be it. I don't care. As long as I get my money. And wait for my timing and wait for everything to happen. If I miss it, if I miss my timing, if I miss my entry, oh well. I'm good with that. Closed 63.5. Same place. Okay. I was looking at the open and close on the 1 minute. Now here on the 1 minute, we have the 20 crossing over the 8, which is usually a sign of bearishness. But remember, we've been going up all day, so there could be a period where we're going to about to go sideways and range for a little while because it is 11 o'clock. And on those trend days, you tend to have that type of thing happen. There's always a period of this is we call this climax. Where you have big pushes like that, big breakout like this. This is a big breakout bar. Decent, what you would call follow through. Not the best, but decent. So this is kind of indicating we're in a strong bull trend for the day, for the moment. Not saying that we're going to be like that always, but right now that's where we are. Held that box. See that box we drew? Yep, up, down, and sideways. So we let that, held those wicks. Yep, right there. I think Jeremy's calling this a liquidity zone. I love it.
Liquidity box.
Liquidity box. That's what it is.
If we can close above 39.6850, I think we might push down. It's just
As Jeremy said, wait, you know which way it's gonna go when you see it.
Yeah.
Kind of put yourself in the third person about what you're thinking about your chart.
Yeah.
It changes the way you look at the chart altogether. It doesn't go outside of your fundamentals.
Nope. Merry Christmas. Did somebody say ho 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 or cool cool cool?
I'm kicking myself, Jeremy. I should never have sold the short leg on that call on Friday. I'd be up 67% on the long leg, and then I'd be able to sell somewhere around now, maybe, or maybe I'll wait a couple days. That would have been so sweet.
I'm not SPY or something.
Yeah, SPY. Yeah, I bought the 400 call on Friday for like 182. Right now it's sitting at 304. But then I sold the 399, hoping that we wouldn't actually make a big move like in the morning. And and unfortunately we did. So the short leg is long leg at the moment, but we'll see what happens as time goes by. But I can't buy it back and resell it now, so I gotta wait until we get a big plummet if we get one.
That's why instead of running single legs on that, I went ahead and rolled that into a butterfly. And that thing's basically locked in 160% profit, even though it went up over 300% on the long side. The short side caps it to where I cannot lose. So I've captured 100%, 160% return on that, no matter what. But
I guess you're right. I could sell the 399 and buy the 398 because the 398 would be cheaper, and that would, in theory, put me in a butterfly situation.
right, and it's like you roll it into a butterfly, and your net is credit. And if you're selling the body at 399 and it's tomorrow expiration and it expires at 399, dude, you clean up. You make the entire width of the spread.
Nah, this is out in 20th expiration.
So you got time on it. If you're out that far, I wouldn't quite put that into a butterfly just yet. You got some time on that. Then right at momentum, you could lock it with a butterfly and then roll back in and out of butterfly. That's fine because then you can generate income on the short spread.
Yeah.
I barely heard you. It does look like it's about to pop again. Yeah, you called it. You called it. You saw it. I was looking at it too.
Yeah, I mean, because it did the same thing that it did a little bit before. There was just
You saw it. You saw that. You saw that. Yeah. On this is the 15-minute chart. Look at it. Look at it.
I went, yep.
Yep. Great minds, great minds. I'm glad Devin, you're freaking awesome, dude.
Time frame.
I love you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I was looking at that. This is what I was looking at. I looked at this, I highlighted it because that's one of those looks that you get sometimes on a flag. And as I was highlighting it, I realized, oh, twins right here. You see it? Yeah, we get. I haven't heard anybody say that. So you guys, listen. If you're listening to me on YouTube, here's the deal. I make up my own phrases. I make up my own words. Okay. I used to call chords and musical chords things that they weren't called just so I could identify them. But I knew it. Yeah, a chord. Can I get a chord here? But look at that. So I'm watching this because this still has a little bit of time. It's got like almost. This is almost halfway through this green candle. But I look for that push where you get this look like that. Could we get this look? We still could. We got time. So be cautious. But
Not
yeah.
only that, but on the 1 minute, the MACD is converting over to potentially a bullish move again, and we're seeing separation from the 10 and the 20 EMA. So there's
Listen to you. Yeah, you're right.
I want to see something cool. Let me throw my 2-hour chart up and it explains it all.
He's going to tell us everything. It is.
Well, it's angular.
Right where we are. Right where we are. That's the 50% retracement. Right there at 393.18. Is that what your 50% retracement was?
393.18 is the angular.
Ah.
And then you've got the retracement takes us all the way to 395.
Oh, that's the big white line?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
You got the angular downslope, that's the trend line. And it ignores that spike to 44210. It's just a slope.
So we had
Accumulation to accumulation.
we had that one leg right there. Pull back.
Amazon just popped out of its rim shot on that cup and handle.
It did. Tesla just hammered on the one. There's a dip in the CCI and the Woodies. We could be pushing here again. Yeah, I do. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for introducing me to price action, by the way. Just saying it. Okay. I'm done.
Now you're introducing me to your price action.
And I think everybody can hear now because of you too.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great day. Everything that we say about price action is like right on point today. Perfect.
Yeah, and it's great to have so many people in here with so many different views and eyes on it. It's really, really good. All right. Hang on a second. No, not yet.
Oh, I
Yep.
just realized that it's my family's lunchtime. I gotta get out of here and start making some lunch for people. Hopefully this doesn't break over. I gotta watch this because I'm in the short leg and I need to get out if it starts to run against me.
Okay. What are you fixing for lunch?
I have no idea today.
Okay.
Market alert trees is leaving. Market can break down.
Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, look,
Better not break down on me.
I gotta go let coffee out, so I know something's gonna happen.
We are seeing momentum die off too, so that's concerning for me. This could be like level right here. What is that? The 396.9?
Dude, we just crossed the 39.69. That's the low of day from the 12th of December.
393.80 or 393.30 was the exact measured move outside of that megaphone pattern from the open. So you got your regression line to angular resistance move, and you stack that up on top. It runs right to that 393.30. Now, it keeps extending it down the top of that angular resistance line, which is now angular support. So if you run that as your original trend line, and you take one of those unorthodox trend lines and run it up under the 920.
I need to do that, but I gotta go let coffee out. 39.70, look out. If I told you 4,000 was possible, it's obviously, it'd be too obvious, right?
The way it's acting, I'd be looking for it to pull back and then take another.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's trying to. Wait.
You got it's 11:12 right now, so you got a little time. I want to see how this 11:15 candle closes. I'll be right back.
I wish I could put a stop loss on my short leg, so I wouldn't have to watch this. Put like a stop limit, stop loss. Yeah. Where you have to sit and watch it.
What in the world? Oh. There we go. Done and done.
That was interesting. So that last 1 minute candle had higher volume but didn't go anywhere. Yeah, that's sort of things definitely happen. I've seen that a bunch. That makes me nervous.
There we go.
Well, what that tells me is that the bearish move was BS. Because if you don't move to the downside when you have more volume and when everything else has been bullish, then it's fake. Oh, there was a lot of bearish volume. Yeah, so I don't know how to explicitly describe it because I don't know what I'm actually directly looking at on my chart. But underneath my chart, there's these like little red and green candles that go up and down to represent volume. Yeah. Which is weird to me because it's a little bit different than volume profile, I guess, because volume profile shows you the range where things are trading, and then that other one that I was just talking about, I guess, shows you the power of the amount of volume on the buy or sell side on that candle. The profile is where the most stocks would be involved, what price most would be involved. Yeah.
All right, so far it looks like a pretty strong bull candle on that 15-minute chart, and that doesn't look like we're coming down at the moment. But also one of the,
I mean, it is
one. Mm-hmm.
That's why I was thinking it was going to pop because it would have dropped over.
This would be the third touch. Oh,
Look at that beautiful pennant break on Amazon.
watch your Tesla here.
Yep. I want to see it shoot through that 123 again with some force this time. It's got to be able to break that resistance and start stacking on some momentum here.
Might hit your wedge guy. You got a
Think
nice
so.
wedge. You got a nice wedge.
It's looking like.
So I got one on a 5-minute. I got one. Am I on? Yeah, one. Two. Make me so laugh, man. Got 1, 2. We're looking for 3, and I'm looking for something to happen. Funny, this line runs right into those 2 lines there. Not really. That's just how it works, man. That's why we have to. That's why those pivots and all those levels I like to write on the chart they mean something. And then when you combine them with what's going on with VWAP and the 200 and your moving averages, you can start to get an idea of where price is going to go, and make some pretty good trades. There, we just slammed into there. 393.70. It's funny. So let's see what happens here.
One of my former employers might be joining us today.
Man, I tell you, as soon as the new website comes up, I'm probably going to post on Facebook. Nobody knows what I've been doing. Nobody has any idea. People that I know don't have any idea what I've been doing.
He was a decent former employer, not one of the a-holes I worked for.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna regret this, but I'm gonna close out of my position and go make lunch. Darn it.
You hadn't made lunch yet? I came back figuring you were making lunch already.
Came back because I saw the move and I missed the original pullback, but I got up on the next tweezer top, and now I'm thinking I need to probably be bailing out. So I'm gonna do that.
Dude, the long side of my credit or my debit spread on SPY, that $2 wide, it's 722%. The short side is negative 240%, so that offsets it, but it's still rolling. The credit spread will fade much faster than the debit spread.
How many contracts?
That one's just a 10.
10? Okay. $2 wide?
Yep.
Cool.
Just a 10 lot. I didn't go too big on that one because I wasn't 100% sure it would be doing what it's doing today. I thought for sure we would kind of hug around today and then maybe run up tomorrow, but that's why I rolled half of that position into a butterfly on Friday. And then I just rolled the other half of that position into a butterfly today.
And that was the right time.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
good timing.
good timing.
Even
I locked it in.
Go ahead.
It's a can't lose trade now. Like I cannot lose that locked in percentage between the two spreads. And if SPY closes at 399 tomorrow, I'll make the maximum width of the spread. So I'll make nearly max return on that. That's what's cool about that. And I've been over the past 6 weeks now, I've been kind of trying to hone this part of the strategy to be able to roll it into a can't lose butterfly. I just needed to find the right combination of expiration date and width and distance of the spread. And in this case, it was the fourth deviation of the price action leading to Thursday of last week.
Now, if you get a tweezer top here, we already got one on the SPY right there in the 1 minute.
Yep, we did take that rim shot on Amazon and Tesla, and it's pulling back now. So
Yep, Tesla. I see Tesla pulling back.
sitting right on support both of them.
Guys, just a quick question, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're trading MES. I'm trading MES H3. What's the difference?
MES H3. There's no difference. Mine. What you see here is the MES. It automatically gives us those contracts. When you see MES H3, that means doesn't the contract roll over this month or something?
Yeah.
You got to make sure your contracts roll forward, because what'll happen is there is different ones, and you'll have a different price shown, and you'll be trading the wrong thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Lots.
As those contracts get close to expiration, the liquidity dries up and the price action changes. So you got to keep ahead of them, keep them out. You know, the furthest contract out that you can trade with volume is the one you want to trade. All right, just broke angular on Tesla here for a moment. Watching Amazon for the same move. That's cool. They're in lockstep today almost. Oh no. I need to restock my Cliff Bars again.
Oh, there we are. Okay. Jeremy, now I got you forgetting the microphone earlier. I just totally forgot it. You see, I was dogging to myself, man. I was like, yeah, I see that right there. Yeah, that's a pullback. Yeah, This is interesting right here. This is almost looking end patternish.
Grab back.
Righty then. I need Cliff bars. I'm gonna have to start ordering from somebody. I like the Laura bars that you can get. Oh shoot! You know what? I'm sitting here on YouTube talking about this. I am not getting any promotion from anybody talking about this stuff.
Not a patient.
No, this is just me talking about being hungry.
I had to go grab a fistful of Cliff Bars.
Another strategy that you'll see. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Another strategy that you'll see for making entries, and it's one that I'm starting to like a lot, is the buying the high or the open of a red bar that is in a bull channel, and when you know you're getting a pullback, you usually get a pullback once the low, this low went below this low. That was technically a pullback. Now you could still get another low on another candle here. But you have to you get used to what's going on, and we're watching this other stuff going on in the 1 minute as well. So this is technically a double top. So watch that right there on the SPY. But what you can do is you can buy the high or the close, and then you set your stop down to this candle right here, which that's a 4.75. So you're looking at about almost a 5-point stop. And then you can set your target for, wherever you need to set your target. For me, this would be a target right here. So if I bought at 371 or 372, my target would be 376.50. That would be, 4.5 points. If I wanted to go, that's basically like a 1-for-1. I tend to be more candle for candle. Use the candle for my stop. Use the candle for help me set my target. And use the candle for my entry. More than I am, any other type of style of stops or anything. I'd rather use candles because they, you get so used to the forms. That's why I like draw this line right here. I'm like, okay, if price goes below this line, then we're going to go bearish for a little while right there. But it didn't go below that line. It held it. So that told me I could go long. And then I could have got in here at the close of this candle and picked up, maybe 3 points, maybe 2 points right there. Not a lot. Anyway, just thoughts from Stone on a Monday.
Oh, that's no bueno. Brokerage died.
Oh no.
What happened?
The brokerage.
Oh, so sorry. And what's funny is Schwab is really now their they own TD Ameritrade.
Does that mean now? Well, I'll have to phone them because that means I can use Thinkorswim in the UK. And if that's the case, I'll open a Schwab account.
They haven't. I mean, yes, it is. They did buy him out, I think, but they haven't made the switch. They were supposed to make the switch sometime last year, so maybe it was this April they're doing it.
Right, I'll keep an eye out.
Ah, okay, I see, Nicole. Thank you. She says they're supposed to be giving her TOS, but she's waiting.
I'll ask Nicole now. Thanks. Cheers.
Oh, she's in Australia too. Cool. Ah, lovely. Sydney! Oh, you got to have a cup and a Tim Tam for me. Tim Tam and a cuppa. I love Sydney, by the way. Nicole spent 9 days there in 2005.
Noise. It's a beautiful city.
Gorgeous. Freaking gorgeous. Clean, clean, clean.
I have a couple of friends who live in Queensland, the other side of.
Yeah. I can't do the Vegemite, though. It's hot right now. I was there in July 4th, and it was cold.
Colin Hayes, my hero, though.
All right, so looks like we're going to push a little higher.
Hopefully, most people know who he is. I don't want to date myself.
I got it.
I remember when he made a guest appearance on that show Scrubs. That was awesome. Did an acoustic version of Overkill.
Huh.
Probably one of my favorite, just simple favorite acoustic versions of a song ever. Even over most of Nirvana's Unplugged, I prefer that song.
I'm on the radio in Cairns, Australia.
All right.
I'm on a public radio station there. They put my voice on there telling them that I'm listening. You're listening too.
Oh, that's cool.
A show called Driving Home the Blues.
Right on.
Driving the Blues.
Technology, man. It makes the world smaller and smaller every day.
Stoner, do you think we need to wait until that 15-minute closes before we can look for continuation?
Well, I think so. Now at the moment, we got to wait for a few. Yeah, I think so, because it doesn't look like it's doing much of anything. But that doesn't mean much of anything yet either. Mm-hmm. Yeah, printing. You want to see it print?
You want to see what I got on my 15-minute?
Thank you, Nicole.
Remember what my purple lines are.
Wolf.
Oh, no. Well, this is not Purple Wolf this time. This is awesome. It's the output side of the diamond pattern. Guess what that is? Angular resistance. Right there. 390, 370. So if we can't break this, we won't get to that 395 when we reverse here. As Stone would say, Nicole, he's got the face for radio, but I beg to differ. He's a handsome looking dude.
Y'all are funny. I ain't worried about it. Listen, I make fun of myself. I have a good sense of humor usually. I had somebody taught me years ago that you should have a good sense of humor about yourself and laugh at yourself. And I do. That way you don't get frustrated too much.
You know what you do when you are able to. You take away everyone else's power.
That's true. Watch this 5-minute chart. I got that. It's a red doji. Doesn't quite fit my criteria 100%, but if it does what I think it's going to do, we're going to push a little higher. But it does look a little funny over here.
It takes me back to high school days. I used to take the power out of everybody when they talk smack about me. Be like, yeah, okay, cool.
I used to work with somebody. She was so funny. She'd say, "You're funny," and then she'd say, "But looks aren't everything."
Awesome.
It was a good friend. I loved it. That was fun. Well, maybe not. Let's see. I'm gonna watch.
I think TradeObate gives you a month free data service when you sign up, and then they'll I think it's like in the U.S. here it's $15 a month. I think as soon as we launch our site, don't quote me on it. As soon as we launch our site, they're going to give our members a big discount when you click on that link to sign up. Once it's up. Off the data fee or something like that.
Yeah, the data fee's about $15 or something a month. Look out now. Okay, it's fake. That's what you're right. We needed to see that candle print. Hang on. Let's see though. It's still, you look at it, it's still hitting my zone up top. It's still wicking into it.
Right.
We could have sideways for a little while. We could have like a little bit sideways to down.
Well, we've also lost some strength in size.
Well, it's 11:30. It's 11:30. Yeah, it's 11:30. It's time for lunch, and it's time for your daily sideways motion.
Once we roll that out, I think there's a good chance that they will retro that if you ask them. So, like, if they do offer a bigger discount on our affiliate link, you could probably message them on their text or their support station and be like, "Hey, I'm a Bullish Bears member." Da da da. You know, they might hook you up. We'll see if we can negotiate that.
Stock's going to do what Stock's going to want to do. So that little doji, I sort of said it wasn't a steel doji. It was a red doji. See this guy right here was not what I was looking for. I have what I call a steel doji, and a steel doji has no color. And I haven't seen one yet for this this trend. So that was close.
15-minute doji is.
Right here. Is this where it is?
It's exactly at my angular resistance.
Oh, it's between the wolf and the other one.
Yeah, the purple line is the output side of the diamond pattern.
Okay, diamond pattern. Diamond J. I forgot who I was talking to.
That's that 2-hour diamond. That's the output side of the diamond low or the diamond bottom.
Ah. You're somewhere in Virginia, I think.
Oh, that's the diamond for the daily
Let's see if we get a morning star, an evening star. Fake me out on this though.
That'd be cool. There is an angular support right below here on the 1-minute chart at 392.95. Actually, that might skew and extend to 393.
You know, we could get a reversal. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. We come back.
That noise.
Coming back down to test this area over here. Right there. See this in between? Over here. It already broke this level here, so it's breaking that level there. This could be your big reversal now. Tweezer top, tweezer top.
Well, if I extend the angular resistance on that opening megaphone on the 1-minute chart, that's where we are. I love megaphones, man.
We're at the top of the megaphone pattern.
Yep.
Look at that. Yeah, let's see.
Lines.
Let's see what happens here. Don't rub it in, bro. Y'all stop it. Peef. I cut my hair yesterday with a razor. Your dad's a Marine. I can't do this.
Long hair, don't care does not work for me.
Devin, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Hopefully, more to come in the future, near future.
We're in the futures. All right, buddy. All I got is the future spy and Tesla. I think we're going to end YouTube now. YouTube, want to say thank you for being with us today. You got a lot of stuff out of us. And
man.
watch this Morning Star. Watch that on a 1-minute.
One last thing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Like, subscribe, ring that bell.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. And as we say down here in New Orleans, tell your mom and them.
Tell your mama now.
Mom and them. Your mom and them. Never thought I thought everybody talked like that when we grew up. I think that's why we liked the shows from New York. We always thought we lived in New York. Oh, Morning Star right there. Look at that. Kind of in that area. Kind of doing a U-turn on us. Let's see what it does here. This is technically right now still a pullback on the 15.
Right. Yeah, I love how clean this price action has been the past few weeks. It has been spot on. I mean, we could nail every penny on SPY if we wanted to.
That's been really good, especially when you got all these good folks in here calling out numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You ought to have a show called What's My Angle? I love that stuff, man. That is so cool. That's next level stuff. We are bullish as all get out right now.
Yeah, look, but it can pull back at any moment.
Sure can. We're getting a little close there with the VWAP and the 200. See that right there?
Mm-hmm.
It's been above VWAP for 2 days. Friday and today. At some point, it's got to come back. But you know, Tesla could run up to $200 today for all I care.
Yeah. My little kid doesn't know it yet, but
He's getting a Tesla? Oh,
he
YouTube.
went,
Bye, y'all.
he went and bought his own shares of Amazon